Yes, happy weekend, Nigerians, and wherever you are viewing this video across the globe. Jackson Lekan Ojo is my name. I'm operating on Jackson Networks. Please, I beg you to comment, to share, and to advise. Subscribe as well, so that whatever I do will come to you, so that all of us will be happy. Yes, what I want to talk about this afternoon is about what I call a deterrent. Deterrent. What is the meaning of deterrent? It's just an action taken after someone must have committed an offense in order for others not to emulate such a bad attitude, characters, behavior, and actions. But deterrent in Nigeria is for the poor. How do I mean it? When you see boys doing Yahoo, Yahoo is a very bad something. I hate it, I abhor it in totality. But if you see Yahoo boys, they get arrested, they sentence them to 21 years imprisonment. If you see somebody that steals bread in the market or biscuit in the supermarket, within 1 month, the judges would have sentenced him to 2, 10, 15 years imprisonment with hard labor. But when you see politicians, administrators, civil servants, director generals, and others, senators, ministers, special advisors, special assistant to the governor, and others, all these super executive offices, if they commit crime, I've seen in this country where somebody stole about 30 billion, and court just fined him to pay 5 million, and that was the end. He won't even refund what he has stolen. Then that one will encourage others to take to such kleptomanic act. I've seen where people ran their state aground as governors, and eventually they were appointed as ministers, as ambassadors, to tell them well done. I've seen where ministers ran their ministries aground, and after that tenure, they became ambassador. Some of them became a minister again. Some of them became senator, and some of them went straight to go and be governor. So in this country, the principle of equality before the law, it has been bastardized, and there is nothing like that again in Nigeria. So there is no deterrent to serve the executive high-profile thieves. The deterrence is just for Okada riders as thieves. The ambassadorial thieves, ministerial thieves, gubernatorial thieves, director general thieves, permanent secretary thieves, governorship, presidential thieves. There is nothing like that. And that is why if anybody is coming to this country without considering some person serving as deterrent, such a person, such a leader is not ready to come and fight corruption. Corruption in Nigeria is an high-profile business. Even when you look at the bandits, there was a time federal government said from Dubai and others, over 100 Nigerians have been appointed by UAE government as the sponsor of terrorists and others in Nigeria. Till today, we heard it and only government knew those people. No other person. Those are high profile. This is the only country whereby telecommunication is effective. If Jackson Lake or Joe, if they want to block my line now, it is very, very easy to block. Even I'm almost a saint. But if the kidnappers, they are using their own to call, to negotiate up to 100 million naira per person. But our telecommunication system could not cover all those ones because they are high-profile criminals. Low-profile criminals suffers everything. High-profile criminals in Nigeria, they get promotions. That is it. That is the country we are. Somebody, one director general, one accountant general of a state, stolen about 400 billion. The EFCC tried one way or the other, the matter has been buried because it's an executive, high-profile stealing. Accountant General of the Federation, about 117 billion. I think after 2 weeks in detention, executive detention, he had been released to go back home, maybe a fine of 2,000 naira or whatever, because it's a high-profile personality. Now, the issue of oil bunkering. Tompolo has said it now. Glory be to God, and God will bless Tompolo. I know Tompolo has become enemy of so many persons now, high profile, because of these discoveries of stealing pipe, siphoning lines in Bayelsa and Delta. And Tompolo has said it that he knows all of them. But federal government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria will not allow him to mention them. And even if he mentioned them, the only thing they could do for him is to increase the sum of his contract so that those names can be buried. And after some time, they will terminate that contract because he is leaking executive secrets now. High-profile secrets, I mean. So, when will these people be made public and made to face the music of what they are doing? See, honestly, if bandits are kidnapping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 persons in the north central, our northwest, north central, and everywhere, and they are collecting hundreds of millions from them, do you know the people that are tapping the oil pipelines, crude pipelines, and stealing billions of dollars? Do you know those people are waging war? They are kidnapping the whole country. If our economy had been kidnapped, then Nigerians had been kidnapped. What is treasonable felony? Actions and act that work towards making the country ungovernable. So when somebody is sharing the economic of this country with the federal government, and they are even stealing more than what the federal government is getting to be shared with 774 local governments and 36 states of the Federation. Somebody is stealing more than what the entire country will share, leading to collapse in education, collapse in net, collapse in infrastructure, collapse in transportation, collapse in everything, collapse in agriculture. Who has committed more crime? Yeah, crime is crime, but there's some humongous crime being perpetrated in this country, and nobody is looking at that direction. But we will look at the direction of those people that rob inside Okada, those people that do Yahoo and stole 10,000 naira. Yes, to me, crime is crime, criminals are criminals. And to me, I think whosoever, if somebody steals 10,000 naira, if we are sentencing him to 10 years imprisonment, somebody that steals 100,000 naira should be sent to 100 years imprisonment. Anybody that steals about 1 million, I think they should be killed. They should be killed. They should even be arrested. Let us forget about fundamental human right. What is the fundamental human right of somebody that siphons the economy of this country? Immediately you steal above 1 million. They should just arrest the person quietly to go and cut the person's head. All their properties, seize their properties. If possible, arrest their children, arrest the wife if it's a man. If it's a woman, arrest the children, arrest when you kill the principal offender, then every relations of his sentence them to like 10 years imprisonment. If you do this to 10% in this country, nobody will steal 10 kobo again. But I'm just suggesting it. Nobody could do it. Assuming we are in the military era, maybe a rugged, a sadistic person is at the end of affair. But this is democracy. But this same democracy is being practiced on part of the world. Go to India, go and steal. They slaughter you. Go to China, go and steal. They slaughter you. Go to Malaysia, go to Singapore, go and steal. They slaughter you. You won't even dare steal public money in the US, in the UK. No. These are normal crimes where their leaders are human beings. But what we have in this country, I may bold to say we have pseudo-leaders, semi-leaders, leaders that are catapulted to position of authority without any clue of what the office is required. That is it. Tompolo has tried. He has proven that he's a true son of the Niger Delta, he's a true son of Nigeria. Now, government, over to you. Government cannot do nothing. Government cannot do nothing. Why? This is executive conspiracies. High-profile conspiracies. So why would they act? They can't act. That is it. So no deterrent. No, nobody is deterred. Nobody is discouraged from emulating all those bad things. They get national award. They get undue appointment. They are appointed after they have stolen the federal wealth, national wealth. Then they are appointed. That is it. Some of them will steal it and go and use it to build universities. Universities that 10% of Nigerians cannot attend. And by the time they build their own university, they begin to pray that the lecturer go on strike. They don't care. When they steal this money, they will import soundproof generators. Having built their house on about two acres of land, the generator will be about 500 meters away from their main building. So they won't hear the noise of generator. They still refined diesel. They put it in tanker in their compound. They won't buy diesel the way I am buying diesel. That is it. If a bag of rice is 10 million naira, they can buy 10 million bags. If they have common headache, where somebody like me will go and buy paracetamol, they fly to US, UK. Wow. And this is a country? This is a country? This is a failed nation. And there is no point. I'm not going to join anybody to pray to God, because God is not a messenger of anybody. God only works with you. If we rise up against all these kakistocratic elements, all this plutocratic element, all this kleptocratic element, if we rise up against them once and for all, they will stop this evil. Nigerians, election is coming. They have started sharing Gary. They have Tinubu Gary, Tinubu corn, Tinubu bread, Tinubu rice. Where has Bola Tinubu gotten all this money from? And people have started saying, even try, what a person will no give at all. Any one of you that have this slogan, you are a fool.